welcome. I'm Curtis Armstrong from King of the Nerds, coming to you live from Hollywood with the new season Q&A of Season 2 premiere. I want to introduce to you from the stream.tv our nerds from the new season. And here they are. Brian. Chris.
Yes.
How's it going? Jack. Kayla. Kelsey. Come on in. Mary Kate. Nicole. Xander. And Zach. All right, now we are going to be doing this live. We're going to be taking your questions on Twitter as it happens. All right, now I guess we go to our first question.
Yes.
Is going to be, what kind of challenges did you think that you would face coming into the games? Who wants to take that one?
I'll take it.
All right, Mary Kate's taking it.
One of the challenge I thought would be very interesting would be a rocket challenge. Holler at me, girl, you know? Woo, rockets. So that was one that I definitely was very curious whether we'd have a rocket challenge.
All right. What about you, Jack?
Well, I wanted a card game challenge really badly, actually.
A card game.
Well, any card game, really, but hey. But yeah.
All right. All right. Well, okay.
Ryan's got one, yeah.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to mention, when you're thinking about what kind of challenges are going on, you have to think about what's good for TV. And so the things that I would love, like say, like writing a bibliography challenge, doing some kind of, like, finding citations is hard, guys. But that was probably not going to happen. But, man, they outdid themselves. I'll just say that.
Kelsey?
Which question? Are we still on this question? Or do
Believe it or not, we're still on that.
We're still on this question?
Yeah, but you're the
Okay,
last
okay,
one.
fine, since I'm here anyway. Yeah, I somehow came out here. I don't know why, but...
Well, you're part of the... That's right.
Of course, yeah, I love you guys. I was actually something, I guess, literacy-based. I don't know, something to do with books, whether fantasy, sci-fi, that sort of thing. I felt like a lot of the challenges are very math and science-oriented. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but, you know, it would have been nice to see something about those kids who used to sit in the library all day long, and those kids who used to take a book home and spend all weekend reading except for breaks to eat. I was hoping something like that.
Okay. Well, that's reasonable. All right. We got another question. What was your first reaction to the inside and outside of Nerdvana? Oh. Nicole, it looks like you'd like to take that one.
Nicole, here.
Where's my... Oh, my God.
Okay.
Well, I probably speak for all Whovians, both here and out there.
Yes.
There was a Radio Shack TARDIS. I'm totally not excited whatsoever. It was so cool to see everything. So, oh my God.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's good. Zach, you wanted to answer that too.
Yes. My first reaction was just like swords. There were so many swords everywhere, and it was amazing. And I really, really like swords. And there were Frostmourne and like the Buster Sword thing, and there were swords. And I was very, very, very happy.
That's wonderful. Do you like swords?
I definitely do like swords. And yeah, that's actually a meme. You can answer, welcome to Corneria now.
Okay.
I like swords. We go back and forth forever.
All right. Well, that's fine. That's good.
It's relevant.
That answers the question.
It does.
All right. Xander.
Yes.
You look like you're dressed like an Alderanian noble or a Disney prince. What are you dressed as?
Well, if I'm from Alderaan, first off, my poor planet. Spoilers. Too soon.
J.J. Abrams made
Oh, geez. Yes, but a few of us are dressed up like our avatars that were drawn for King of the Nerds. So mine is a Super Sentai outfit with like the Japan kind of sash thing. If you look at our caricatures, especially Kelsey or Chris or everybody over there, yeah. And Jack, that's why I saw on the thing that why is Jack not wearing shoes? It's because it's what he has in his caricature.
I didn't even get that.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to the next question. Who did you all see as more of a threat when you first came to Nerdvana? Number.
Absolutely, the people who were the biggest threats were Bobby and Curtis. They're the ones throwing these curveballs at us, and you'll see.
We are your
I'm sorry.
You guys were dangerous. I'll take it.
Right off the bat, for me, it was on my team, Chris, just because we have a lot in common, the Star Trek and the science and background and the engineering. And then Jack, because Jack has an insane brain with stats.
But yeah, no, like I guess like we did do the we did actually do the statistical analysis of like we ranked everybody. Yeah, we ranked everybody, and
were they on the top? Nicole.
actually, yeah, well, we actually not necessarily on the top, but we felt that the Titans of Rigel would have lost the most by losing you. Not necessarily you were at the top, but we felt I think Katie was at the top. I think, yeah. But yeah, it was different. It was the difference between the best player and the most valuable player. We thought you were the MVP.
All right.
That's a compliment. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Who else? Anyone else want to take that?
Oh, can I go?
Yes, Chris.
We've got a mic back here. For me, it was all the other engineers that were there, because you have two rocket scientists, and I'm just like, I work on airplanes. I don't work on rockets. They can own me in any day of the week. And then
Not rocket science, Chris.
and then there was Katie, and she's like a puppet master, an electrician. You're like, oh my goodness. I gotta have at least two of them on my team, and that's what I did, so I wouldn't have to face the. Yeah.
I'm an engineer too.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jack.
All right. Next question. If you could sum up your experience in one word, what would it be? Everybody's going to think that one over.
That's a hard one.
There really is only one word for the experience, but you have to say it right. So I can try, but I don't know. Just
Epic! Oh, yes! I approve. An excellent way of putting it.
yes, definitely.
Oh, Dynasty Warriors? Is there a Dynasty Warriors question? Come on.
Okay, now everybody's...
Is there a Dynasty Warriors
hey,
question?
don't get ahead of us here. Okay, everybody, one word. What was the experience? Jack. See,
All I can think of is Dynasty Warriors. So like...
Technically, that's two words, but... All right, Nicole.
A dream.
A dream. Also two words, but a good one.
Adventure.
Adventure. I got it. Good.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. You said epic already.
Hodor.
I guess since Nicole said dream, I say nightmare.
Oh.
No, actually, I would say what I said earlier, Sugoi, which can be translated as great, amazing, awesome, spectacular, fantastic, or all the above.
Excellent.
I would say it was awesomeness.
Awesomeness.
That is one word.
It is.
It's so hard, that question, but I think I would say experience. It was an
Okay,
experience.
that's good.
Okay, it was.
No, it was. It's all right. Okay, next question. Do any one of you like Dynasty Warriors? If so, who is your favorite character?
All right, so yeah, I'm a huge Dynasty Warriors fan, and yeah, I know. I even read the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, so
No way.
yeah. So yeah, my favorite character in Dynasty Warriors and Romance of the Three Kingdoms is Zhou Yu, because like he was Zhuge Liang's like rival, and like he just couldn't beat him. Like it was always half a step ahead. Like and Zhuge Liang was always half a step ahead. So I kind of realized that's like one of those things I realized like there's always going to be someone better than you, and you got to just suck up to it, you know. That's why I like him.
Anybody else? No Dynasty Warrior fans other than Jack?
Leave that one to Jack.
Dynasty
think
Warriors, come on.
He handled that pretty well, actually. I wouldn't even say anything if I were. Okay, next question. Who has the strongest eyeglass prescription?
Okay, I'll take this one because we actually, like the first night at Nerdvana when we were in our room, we actually had a contest to figure that out, and it was a very, very close match between myself and Chris, and we think Chris won because he had a higher stigmatism.
Yeah, I'm almost blind, so it was definitely me, I think.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Probably the first time.
It's the first time that meant that you won something because you have bad eyesight. So there you are.
That's the first challenge. Oops.
Okay. Now, next question. Did any of you guys ever do any eating or drinking challenges in Nerdvana? Now,
Jack.
Not me.
Jack, you know you did.
Yeah, I did an eating and drinking challenge. Not necessarily, it wasn't necessarily official, but yeah, I like fruit, so it's one of those things. And some people can be very mean to me. Yeah.
How do you like sweet potatoes?
Oh, I love sweet potatoes. Yeah. I did research in sweet potatoes, so it's one of those big. It's one of those
you
things.
did research in sweet potatoes?
Yeah, I did. When I was in Peru and did research in sweet potatoes, we learned how we were studying sweet potato pathogens and how viruses affect sweet potatoes, and we actually made we made some computational scripts to analyze that. So yeah, it was pretty. It was a pretty.
So this is mainly an eating challenge that you did, not a drinking challenge.
Yeah, eating challenge, but I mean, I think what
about the bowl?
drinking. Sorry, got me to shots.
Drinking challenge?
Mary Kate?
I am a classy lady who enjoys to drink her her scotch and her beer. There were no challenges because I am a classy lady. And no one could rise to meet the challenge of this classy lady.
Wait, Xander, you want to add to that? No.
I'm not touching it.
See, the funny thing is, of course, the last years, there were a number of drink-related challenges. More than almost you would believe.
I could probably.
This year, there was almost nothing.
There's a large portion of us that actually don't drink alcohol at all.
That's true. That's true.
Or when we do,
I will.
Kelsey,
Yes, that's right. You had a hard time with the drinking, didn't you?
yeah, that was.
Wow. I can't say. I could be anyone here on any kind of soda drinking competition ever. Yes, you know that. Yeah, you guys have. Some of you have seen it. Some of you will hopefully see it in the future.
Okay. Brian is the guy most likely to win a sideburns off.
I have something to say about that.
Any thoughts? Starting with Brian.
Well, I'm honored I'm honored that people think this of me. I'm proud of my facial hair. I don't know how to respond besides to give credit to the great Civil War general Ambrose Burnside, who coined the term, or after it's a bit of an eponym. It's after Ambrose Burnside that the sideburn is called the sideburn. And of course, in the 19th century, people did things like this, and it's the last president we had with any facial hair, I think was I think it was Taft.
So sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
All right.
MK?
MK has something to add to that.
I'd like to say that I am a beard connoisseur. I do quite love a man with a nicely crafted facial hair. Face. I don't know. Words fail me whenever I talk about beards sometimes. If I had to choose anyone in the house who had the best facial hair at all times, it would be probably Brian.
Well, what about Curtis's facial hair?
Well,
I'm sorry, Curtis.
I can't even begin to compare to that.
That takes a lot of.
I mean, the thing about Brian's is it actually goes all over. You see it all the way down to the toes. It is still going out there. So
That's what was going on at night.
that's the way it goes. All right. How is the food in the house? Let's talk about the food. What do you guys think of the food?
So here's the thing. When I was in high school, for the majority of it, I was the fat kid in high school because I was sitting on my couch playing video games, reading books, and eating junk. And then I started playing a game called Dance Dance Revolution. And I got up off the couch, started losing weight, and I started really, watching what I ate. Get into Nerdvana, and they're like, they're nerds. Let's give them cheeseburgers and pizza. Who cares if they blowed up while they're on camera on TV?
Over and over again.
Yeah. So that's what I have to say about that.
All right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Zach's got one. What do you think about the food?
Well, the food, I loved the food. I mean, but that's besides the point. It was the candy. There's jars of candy in Nerdvana, basically every kind of candy you can possibly imagine. I just kept eating candy. It's amazing. And it's so good. And that's what really matters is the sugar. Forget the food.
All right.
We have 2 words.
Green caffeine.
But yeah, it's
Would you like to explain the meaning of green coffee?
yes. I'd say out of everyone within Nerdvana, Kayla and I are what you'd call the Mountain Dew connoisseurs.
Any flavor.
Every flavor, every meal, there was green coffee. But we called it.
But you couldn't call it that.
We
right?
couldn't call it Mountain Dew, so it stuck to, well, in Kayla's case, green caffeine, in my case, green coffee.
Okay.
It was addicting. But I mean, in terms of the food, I'm probably one of the more pickier eaters here, and I was definitely glad for the variety.
Yeah.
Because there were some times where I'd go, oh, I don't like all of that, but I really like that, so I'm going to eat that. So
Just eat that.
So
yeah.
you did all right.
I did okay. I didn't starve.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Two other words about the food, but they're not my words.
Thank you. Thank you, Bacon. That's great. Okay. So now. Oh, Kelsey has another one?
Not yet.
Not yet? You sure?
Next question.
Next question. Okay. Who would you most like to play cosplay? Kelsey.
At the moment, I've been doing a lot of video game walkthroughs, and there's 2 games that have caught my eye, Muramasa and Odin Sphere. And they're just both amazing games. They have a lot of cool character designs and costumes, so I'd like to do a character from either one. I would love to do Hime from Muramasa. That would be a very complex costume, but it'd be really fun. So either of those games.
I've got 3. Now, most of my costumes I actually end up cosplaying as guys for some strange reason, but one of my favorite comic book characters would be Ozymandias from the comic graphic novel Watchmen. Oh, yeah. So that would be number 1. Number 2 would definitely be, like Xander, I'm a Super Sentai fan, excuse me. Sentai fan. Can't even talk. But I would have to do one of my favorite Rangers, which is Magishine from Maho Sentai Magi Ranger. And third one would have to be Legend of Dragoon Shirley. One of the more obscure ones. Wow. But that's all I got.
I have an answer to this.
Okay.
Here.
Here, I'll go. So,
Yeah.
I do a few different things like Batgirl and Janeway and Kaylee, but my ultimate one, the one that I've always wanted to do, is a Klingon warrior. I love Trek. Klingons are my favorite. And I want to do a full leather, real metal batleth Klingon warrior, and that's kind of the one I'm working up to right now.
All right. Both of you calm down.
Yes, sir.
For me, at a bunch of the conventions that I've gone to, there's been like this revolution of like sexy versions of Pokemon, especially like guys that are just like shirtless with tiny shorts on and then a tail. And if I could look like that, I would wear those costumes. So that's my dream cosplay.
I wish Josh were here.
I know. Well, soon.
I know.
maybe.
We may hear from Josh.
Uh-huh.
All right. Mary Kate?
I'm really big into cosplay. I do a lot of things like superhero, comic book related. I love my superhero costuming forum. We do a lot of really awesome shoots. And so my list for dream cosplay is never ending. I am constantly putting new things.
You have like a document or something where you keep.
Oh, I do. There is a document. There is a document where I have pictures and references and fabrics as I find them. So there's not a really one answer for that question. So that's all I got to say about that.
Whenever she cosplays, she's gonna be amazing.
Oh, thank you, Kelsey.
So, Chris, no comment here on the cosplay?
What's your cosplay, Chris?
I don't cosplay.
Oh.
Come on now, guys. Come on now. I'm sorry. I don't cosplay. We're gonna leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Zach?
Yeah, I actually don't cosplay a lot, but one that now I'm really tempted to try to do the cool avatar, the armor for my character in that is based off of a Doom Knight out of the Adventure Quest games, Adventure Quest Worlds, and now I'm really tempted to try to like make it. So I want to try to like make that thing because like it was really cool looking and really impressive. I didn't have time to make it to get here because I'm not exactly an armor smith and my smithing skills are a little bit low. But someday I want to be a Doom Knight from Adventure Quest Worlds.
Okay. Anyone else?
Who would you cosplay as?
Probably something in a dress.
Oh,
The scandal.
well, it's out now. No, I'm not actually. I actually tend to fall more into Chris's department. I'm not a big I'm not a big cosplayer.
But you make a hot nerd in a dress.
I do dress well in women's clothes. That's been pretty well established, but you know that's often stuff I just do, you know, for streetwear, as opposed to actual official cosplay. Right. I should probably stop now. Next question is for Curtis. How do you think season 1 and season 2 nerds differ?
Remember, we did pay you off a grand.
Sorry?
Paid you off a grand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
We know where he lives.
that's an interesting question. Nerds differed on both seasons, actually, but I think that it's hard to generalize the two seasons because we have such a wide range of people and such a wide range of interests that it's very hard to say that one group was, you know, in some way, you know, qualitatively different than the other group. So I can't really answer it that way. I can only say that the casting of this show is so important, and we have been incredibly lucky in both seasons to have gotten the nerds we've gotten. They're incredibly smart, and the energy and the chemistry in that house in both seasons was remarkable. And so I can't really say one over the other because that would be ridiculous because
It's obviously us.
we have both season nerds here. So I wouldn't say that. So moving on. Is this for? I'm not sure who this is for.
Maybe all of us.
Okay, so the question is, who would play you in the movie?
Oh, I have it.
From season 1.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Mujige.
Actually, for me, when we went in to shoot the promos, they asked me this question, and I said that I love Jim Carrey, and I think that Jim Carrey would be so much fun to have him play me in my biography. But then they asked me to do an impression of Jim Carrey doing me, and so that's what my bio video opens with, is me doing a Jim Carrey impression of myself. So I just wanted to clear the air. That's what happened.
Jim Carrey.
Jim
Zach,
Carrey.
who do you want to have play you in the movie?
To be totally honest, I don't think I even know enough actors to even answer that question because I don't pay attention to that as much. I mean, Zachary Quinto would be cool.
Okay,
That could work. He could pull it off. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Okay, I guess honestly, there's no one in Hollywood that would ever fit the box that is Kayla. So there would not be anyone out there that could fit my mold because I am the only one that fits that mold.
All right.
Ooh, Kate Mulgrew would be nice. Yeah. Okay, maybe I recant my previous statement. She's so.
I don't really know. I'd have to find the soulless fellow ginger with the most secrets. I don't know who that would be, but they would have to be a crazy ginger, preferably left-handed, lefty's holler, and yeah, a lot of secrets. Ooh. Considering I love it, yes. Please, please. Play me.
Okay, Jack.
All right. Yeah, there's not really that many like Asian male actors in Hollywood, so my choices are kind of limited. But let's see.
Don't let it limit you. Just pick an actor.
All right. Well, no, I like Ken Jeong from like Community and The Hangover. So I mean, he is awesome and he's hilarious, and he's also a doctor, which is what I try to be too. So yeah, so good. Seems like a solid choice.
There is only one person who could ever embody me, and that is David Bowie. He completely embodies all of this fabulous glitter self, this attitude and sass. So I think David Bowie, long hair, don't care all day, and I think David Bowie embodies that completely. Christopher?
Oh, thank you, Mary Kate. You're welcome. For me, I thought long and hard about this. And I would have to choose, to play me in a movie, I would love if Curtis Armstrong could play me.
Thank you.
Okay. First of all, it would not be a movie, it would be an anime. And Aya Hirano, who does the voice of Konata and Lucky Star, would be my voice actress, my seiyuu. Find me, please look me up so we can hang out.
Well, in the spirit of being completely open to various interpretations of myself, I'm very much an Anglophile and an old manophile. So that would Stephen Fry.
Great choice.
Yes.
Great choice. We love him. All right. All right. I don't know about this. This sounds like this. I mean, this question. This question looks like. I don't know what the hell it is. It looks like
wonderful language.
Okay, Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle.
I need you.
Yeah. Woo. Come on. All right, so yeah, I'm definitely a Bulbasaur fan because like Bulbasaur is. I guess I like grass types a lot, and yeah, and also like I feel like I have a like unhealthy obsession with Leech Seed. So yeah, any Pokemon that knows Leech Seed is just like on top of my list, just because it is such a good move, really. I mean, and Bulbasaur learns it at level 7 in the Generation 1 game. So yeah, can't beat that. There's no other Pokemon.
I'm a Squirtle girl. Squirtle was always my starting Pokemon, but I'd always put Squirtle on the side for Magmar. I think I'm the only person on the planet that loves Magmar. Maybe because he can learn Thunder Punch and it's fantastic against water Pokemon. But yeah,
I feel like I am having a stroke. That's how much sense this makes to me. All right.
How about Frecklor and Martok? Because I don't know. Pokemon? Let's talk Klingons.
That was not the question.
That was my answer. I don't know.
Okay, that's good. Zach?
Well, I actually love Pokemon, and I definitely want to be the very best at it. And I play it on a pretty hardcore level. Right now, I am actually running a team that has a Rapid Spin Squirtle and also a Mega Charizard. Mega Charizard Y, at least. But I like both of them, I suppose. But definitely Squirtle is like my favorite Pokemon. I mean, I really I'm using both of them in my hardcore team right now. But they're both so adorable.
Yeah.
I love Pokemon so much.
Xander?
I have to join the Squirtle squad because he's my favorite Pokemon, and I even played a game recently of Red again, just for the nostalgia. And I had Squirtle go all the way through, and I never let him evolve. I just mashed B, and I was like, no, you don't. No, he stays a Squirtle.
Yes, that is right. Oh God. What's going on, Judy?
I'm not a huge Pokemon person, but one thing that you may learn about me is that I have this lovely little fellow here named Chai, and he's a turtle. He transmits things through me in some bizarre mishmash of Japanese and English and French and German and. と僕は一番可愛い亀だからスクワドル。
We love you, Chai.
That was beautiful.
Chai is amazing.
Chai is amazing.
Kelsey?
Watashi wa suki desu. I also like water a lot. I feel like, with water, for me, I felt like water was kind of a good balance between grass and fire. And like there's just so many moves. Like you can teach water Pokemon. At one point, you could teach it a water, an ice, a dark move. Definitely really does help when you're battling, especially against the Elite Four or any of the higher trainers.
Okay. I know. You want to just pass it along?
Just gracias.
Okay, so I don't think that my fire types have gotten enough love, and I always start with Charmander. I don't care how much hate I'm gonna get for it. I will stand by it because that's what I love me some Charmander. I do. I remember him as a child. That's who I started with. I love me some fire types because I think they kind of encapture my fiery personality.
All right. That sounds great. Okay. All right, next question, and this is for everybody. So we're going to start down here. Okay. What kind of challenge was the hardest for you?
Okay.
Maybe
Like in the house.
I guess that's what it means.
Like
Yeah.
Going into it.
Yeah.
What kind of challenge was the hardest for you going in? Yeah.
Right. I think for me, the hardest challenge would be to like evaluate each person as like what they are, like to categorize each person and to figure out what they can do for me. Like, you are a rocket scientist. How can that help me? How would I want them on their team? And to make these people who are now my friends into these flat subjects was really hard, I think.
I guess on the flip side, I guess the opposite of that, one of the challenges for me is that, I'm a writer, a sci-fi fantasy writer, and I think of people sometimes as characters. And one of the problems for me is to take people from these flat character concepts and like, okay, I can understand you as a character, and transfer that to a three-dimensional human being who doesn't always act like the character. So I guess that's one of the challenges for me on the social level, which was the hardest part for me. I'm a pretty introverted human being a lot of the time, so the social side was hard.
Okay.
Okay, so I think the hardest challenge for me going in. What was that? What was that?
About Star Trek.
Yeah, not talking about Star Trek. That's hard. That's almost impossible. I can't go more than like 5 minutes about talking about hockey. Hockey, Star Trek. It's all the same. Okay.
Fandoms together.
For me, it was knowing that we have such a wide variety of not only nerd favorites here, but also personalities. And for me, it's how do I not overreact? How do I not take things too personally? And how do we make this work as a team to do it perfectly? And so for me, it was just letting things roll off. That would be my challenge going in from day one.
Well, for me, I think I get to take over Celeste's job as deathly afraid of like performing and public speaking and everything. Kind of shaking right now, to be honest, but I have such a fear of just presenting in front of people and just I like put me on a roller rink, put me on an ice rink, no problem, but make me perform, make me act, make me say stuff in front of people. I'm terrified, and it sucks when you have to present your research all the time in front of a lot of people. And I've cried before presenting things. I'm deathly afraid of it. So, Celeste, I feel you. I hate it.
You're doing a good job then.
I hide it well. It's the soulless part.
All right, like I guess to counter Kayla, having not watched Star Trek, it's really hard to get into a conversation with Kayla sometimes because I don't have the Star Trek experience. But, I guess the more broad area it would be I guess like the big thing is like trying to decide like if you're gonna play, I guess like if you're like here like is to like decide whether you're gonna try to win or just like make friends and be nice, and that's a really hard thing because like I mean we all want to be friends and everyone's great and I really do enjoy every one of you, but the problem is that like we are also like fighting for cash too and like a title and screen time, I guess, too. So like it's difficult to balance that, you know. And yeah, that was challenging for me.
I suppose my biggest concern was probably that Scary Mary kept in check, and Mama Kate shone through.
Could you be more specific?
My rocket design team knows me as two different people. And one is Mama Kate, the loving and caring and nurturing one. And then Scary Mary is who shows up whenever their parts are not turned in on time.
Got it. Got it.
I think it was just sounding like an idiot in front of a bunch of nerds. And I do that a lot, apparently. I just don't know the words, and I'm just like, what are you guys talking about? What is this? All about Pokemon? What's going on, guys? And so that's the biggest challenge for me, is being scared of other people thinking that I'm an idiot.
I think for me, probably the hardest thing, I think because we had such a diverse group, how do I define strong and how do I define weak? That was a big challenge.
There were definitely things, and even right now, like some of us have all of us have these really niche interests sometimes, and a lot of them overlap, and some of them don't, or at least don't with me. And so, similar to what other people have said, I mean, to be able to sort of smile and nod and not look like a fool, to not, you're like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's science and anime, and I've watched that once.
Okay. All right. Well, now there are a lot of us here, but I note that there are a couple missing. Where is Katie?
Who wants to?
Katie?
Katie.
Yay! How are you, Katie?
I'm great. I just finished watching the premiere in my robotics lab with my friends, and it was fantastic. I'm super excited.
How did we do?
I think we did pretty well.
Excellent. I think we've got a question for you right now, if you'd like to answer it.
Sure.
What is the one nerdum that you would like to see, Katie, represented if there is a season 3?
That's interesting. I mean, I'd like to see more of my hardcore puppet brethren come on, because like in the puppetry community, there is such a thing as the puppetry community, and people are like so hardcore and so amazing, and I feel bad being the one person who's up here representing that nerddom. So I think I'd like to see more of my puppet people up here next year.
Well, Katie, since we've got you, I want to ask you one of the questions that we asked everyone else. What was your biggest challenge coming into Nerdvana?
I was terrified that everyone else was going to be like scary.
Oh my god, me too.
I before I met everyone, I just had this picture in my mind of these like really intimidating hardcore like gamers who like were going to be all serious and like not want to be friends at all, and that's the exact opposite of what we got, because we still obviously get along really great. But I was terrified that was what was going to happen.
Okay. Well, now someone has asked, what is your favorite puppet of any you've ever made?
I gotta say, the first thing I ever actually got to help build was Bernice the giant squid for the Addams Family on Broadway. I was an intern. I just got to do some assembly line type work on it, but it was this 20-foot articulated squid tentacle, and there were like a dozen of them that just kind of flailed through the air, and it was really, really awesome looking. And I got to work on the internal structure of it like on my first day on the job, and that was like the coolest thing I've ever worked on.
That's excellent. Okay. We're going on to another question right now.
Sure, yeah.
This is to the women here. Are any of you single?
Who asked that?
I did not ask that. Oh, I think I know who may have asked that. I think we may be seeing him shortly. All right, Nicole.
Well, I'm married, sorry. I've found another soulless nerd ginger of my own.
All right.
The Weasleys.
Yeah, actually, I've never even had a boyfriend or been on a date, so yeah, I'm completely single.
All right. Kelsey?
For you, no, I'm not single. No. No. Actually, I mean, there may be someone in my life. There may not be someone in my life. He may be here. He may be there. He may be everywhere. He may be eternal. He may be up in a fantasy world somewhere. He may be in a book. He may be in a movie. That's right, a movie. Who knows?
I see. So you're not going to get any more specific than that.
No, Sarah Himitsu desu. Secret.
Okay. All right. MK?
I'm in a very committed relationship with Lady Academia. She's a harsh and cruel mistress. Oh, yeah. And so that's all I got to say about that.
All right. Katie, what about you?
Similar to MK, I'd say that my most committed relationship right now is to my research. So my robot Herb and I, we spend a lot of time together.
Hodor.
Hodor.
All right. Next question. What animal do you think your Patronus spell would be?
Ooh.
I got one.
All right. Let's do you first.
Okay. Yeah, for me, definitely a dog, because I love dogs and I love that sense of loyalty and that happiness, and I think I
Right.
have that outlook.
Okay. MK?
Just like in the Society for Creative Anachronism, my device is a fox because it's cunning and on the field of battle.
Okay.
A mongoose, I guess? I don't know. Maybe?
Mongoose, good answer.
I have some cobras to kill.
Yes?
Oh yeah, actually my Twitter handle has snake in it, but actually it wouldn't be a snake. Sorry, Kelsey. I would definitely say ostrich. Because
Ostrich.
I think they're just more useful than a lot of people give it. Yeah, they run pretty fast and they are very strong, and no one gives them credit. Everyone is just incredulous about that, about the entire concept of an ostrich. So so that's why I feel like an ostrich is for me.
In certain movies, they can fly.
Oh yeah,
That's true. Katie, what about you?
Maybe an octopus.
That is so you.
Because they have these amazing manipulation skills, and they can squish through. Have you ever seen an octopus fit through a tiny tube that you're like, that can't fit through there, and then it does. And camouflage thing.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? No?
Can I ask this one quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I think I'm not sure if it like counts, but I think it would have to be a Moglin, because this little guy has been like my guardian spirit. I carry him around everywhere with me because I love Twilly. And so it would definitely be a Moglin.
A Moglin.
A Moglin. They're from Adventure Quest.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Nicole.
I'm torn. Probably between a dragon, because I just absolutely love them, and a mallard duck. Because mallard ducks are the cutest birds ever. I love them to death.
Mallard duck.
I love them, and they're so cute.
All right.
But wait. Oh, can I say duck rape?
I was thinking that. I wasn't thinking it was a good thing. I was just thinking that was.
That's what comes to mind when people talk about ducks. 'Cause ducks are
Yeah, but
sick.
you know what, though? Those are just bad ducks.
You and I have words. We
They're-
have words now.
Okay, I'm sorry. Boy, am I in trouble. All right. Nicole, how would you like another question? Did you regret telling people you were a chemist after you realized you weren't kicked off?
Secrets.
Yeah, as Chris says, I'm like the secret master. I knew I needed to tell somebody, because without it, I'm just kind of not much of anything. So I know I had to tell someone, but do I regret it? Not really, because it was part of my grandmaster plan. But
Right.
I had a bit of a scare, though.
What was that?
That I told me I was going home.
Oh yeah, well that wasn't. Sorry about that.
I freaked out
Actually, I'm
about
not
that.
sorry about it. It's just the way that we do things. Here. But I tried. Okay. Here we got another one. If you could have any fictional character as a companion in the TARDIS, who would it be and why?
Captain Catherine Janeway, because she is just the bomb diggity, and I absolutely love her and adore her. And forget the TARDIS. Let's just have the SS Voyager.
Okay. Chris, what about you?
Any fictional character? Any fictional character as a companion? I have to think about this one. If
All right, we'll think about it. Katie, what about you?
I don't have a ready answer for that either. Can it be played by Bill Murray though?
Great answer. I'll accept that just the way it is. That's a great answer.
Yeah, I would pick. I would pick Sokka from The Last Airbender because he's so funny, and I think it would be great to have as a companion.
Excellent. Okay, Kelsey.
I have to give the cheesy answer of any one of you. Someone has to say it.
We're not fictional.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Fictional
No.
world.
All right. Okay. Oh gosh, we have to say goodbye to Katie. Katie.
Bye, Katie.
Thank you for coming here, Katie.
Don't get eaten by a robot.
Yes. Papa beautiful Katie.
I think we have somebody else lined up that might be ready.
We have someone else?
Maybe.
Could there be someone else?
Is there another nerd?
Could it be Josh? Is Josh here?
No.
Oh, they're not ready
Josh
for
is
it.
not ready yet.
He's not here.
Still trapped in his Pokemon.
Jeez, after all that. Nicole, who is your favorite doctor?
From Doctor Who, not Jack.
Oh no, here it goes. Mike, please. Mike,
Oh, I just got that.
It's gonna be a while.
You guys comfortable? Okay. John Pertwee, the third Doctor. He doesn't get enough love. Classic Doctor Who doesn't get any love. He was the first Doctor I ever saw in Inferno, and he was always my favorite Doctor. I cosplay him all the time, which totally got to wear it in King of the Nerds pictures. But yeah, I'm a huge, giant Doctor Who fan. and
Okay,
classic
anyone
fan.
else
Yeah.
on that?
Oh, Xander.
Yeah. My doctor is the ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, and he's not the most popular choice, but I loved how he played the character, and he was my first Doctor, so he's very special to me.
He rooted like that man.
Anyone else?
I'm gonna say I think this is such a hard question. I think that I think I'm really excited about Peter Capaldi. I think that he's going to be a fantastic new Doctor, and I am super excited because I am so glad we're going back with an older Doctor wearing an awesome jumper and scarf, and I think that he's going to be fantastic. I think he's going to be my new favorite Doctor.
Oh. No opinion. You like all of them, right?
Yeah, all of the Doctors are amazing. I like all of them. Every single last one of them.
Sarcastic, Chris is sarcastic.
Okay. Let's see now. The one.
We're gonna shout out to our Twitter fans.
Yeah, we want to shout out to our Twitter fans out there. Megan P. Nicole, Adele, Adeline Silva, Brandon Morrow, Morgan Hill, Vanessa Rose, Alex Putnam, Mykos, and many more of you out there who are tweeting. Keep it up. We are trending in the U.S., which is pretty wonderful.
Nerds rule.
Yes, we do.
You guys.
That's right.
All because of you.
Hashtag Nerds Rule. Where is Jaywitz?
Where is
Everybody wants Jaywitz.
Where is he? There he is!
I heard Xander talking Sokka, so I felt like I needed to connect my inner avatar in some way or another.
Where are you talking to us from?
I'm talking to you guys from North Illinois. Not nearly as warm or exciting as LA.
Right, right.
Illinois is a great.
I wish I was there too.
Well, we wanted to ask you a couple of the things that we've already asked the other nerds, but you weren't here for. Okay? First question is, what was your response when you first entered Nerdvana?
Oh, I was blown away. I guess watching the first season, I sort of had this mental image of what I expected Nerdvana to be, and I assumed it would just be a rehash of that. But it turned out it was this entirely new Nerdvana with more and a ridiculous throne room. It was very real and very breathtaking.
Well, now, let me ask you this. What would you say who would you want to play you in the movie?
Who would I want to play me in the movie?
That's right.
I think one. Ever since I was a younger kid, everybody compared me to Michael Cera, and after just if I take the glasses off, I got that same long nose, same awkwardness. I could see Michael Cera doing it. Although I do love how uncharacteristically sassy he is in This Is the End.
Okay.
I could see him doing it.
All right. We were discussing beards a little while ago, and it appears that there's something springing on you there.
Something, yeah. This thing is just fool's gold compared to the treasure trove of beard that Brian is sporting.
I sense a challenger!
This is not a challenge. This is what I grow after
Do
months.
you attempt to defy me?
No attempts, Brian. Please spare me. Yes, everyone knows you're a werewolf. Don't hide it. I was reading the comments. Half of them are just like Brian Lupin references.
Remus Lupin is the bomb.
Okay, we've got another question here. What?
I decided to shave.
What? Oh, he froze.
Am I back? Am I gone?
You're lagging, guys. Am I lagging?
You're back. What were you saying?
I was just saying I shaved for the show because I thought this would look too hideous, and now I'm watching the show on TV. I feel like I look horrible without this. It's like my trademark. So
No.
grew it back right away.
Well, it looks wonderful from here anyway. Here is the next question. What? And we'll do it to you since you're here. What season 1 nerd were you hoping to make a guest appearance on season 2?
Oh, that's such a tough question because I enjoyed everybody so thoroughly from season 1. My personal favorite nerd overall was Genevieve, but I always wanted to meet Virgil in person. I wanted to pick his brain and learn how he ticked. And having met him in person at one point in my life, he is exactly what you saw on TV.
Well,
nothing different. See, I can't see.
Sorry, okay, so what do you want to know?
Going on. I'm just
I'll answer any one question. Go.
Virgil is here, and he asked if you'd like to ask him any question about him.
Anything.
He will answer it. Any question at all, no holds barred. You could. Well, wait a minute. Maybe
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, very liberal holds.
The last time I talked to you, you were talking about the perfect breast implants and how
I
they
was.
could be created.
Right. That's fine. I can do that. Okay, so go on.
Did you ever find them?
No. Sorry. You want to talk about perfect breast implants? Does you want to talk about?
You're talking about using a 3D printer technology or
Right.
something.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
so
No, it's
curious.
perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Oh, you want to know more about this?
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So.
Everything you say.
Sure, no, I can talk about that all the time. Okay, so I explored making new breast implants for about 3 months, and so here was the idea. The idea was, so someone at Caltech said, we have this new way for molding silicone things into like an arbitrary shape. So I'm like, okay, if you could make anything out of silicone and make lots of money, what would you make? And the first thought was like bicycle seats, and we're like, no, that's not it. And then it's like boobs. So here was the idea. The idea is that you would do a chest MRI, and you would you get exactly like how there's a shape, and then you print the shell of a breast implant. So the same stuff in the same shell, but a custom shape, and you fit it, and it fits in you just perfectly. And the idea is that they wouldn't quite sag. You know, they would be a little perkier, and they wouldn't like push the side because there's a big problem. There's a big problem. So usually when you do a breast implant, the chest kind of pushes outward, and the idea is that it would stay more straight.
Okay, that was a perfect answer.
But it turned out it was hard. Okay, we're done.
Thank you, Virgil.
That's Virgil for you guys.
Wow. And weirdly enough, that question I was going to ask. Anyway, a couple of more thank yous. To Geek Out Hangout, Jeff Shandley, DJ Artie, Brian Weirs, and Penny Burnett, thank you for sending in your questions. All right, here's another question for anyone who wants to answer. Well, actually, we'll start with Jay-Witt since he's here. How accurately do you feel the show portrayed you and your experience during the filming?
100%. I always really like reserved and scared because I've never been on TV. I don't know how the editing process works. But watching it again, it was almost like deja vu. I was watching, an event that happened to me happen again. I wasn't like surprised at all. Every time they saw me do something silly, I was like, oh, yep, I remember that. I remember dropping the cape. I remember those horrible Pokemon references I tried to make. I was very pleased. They, obviously there are editors and they can pick and choose what they want to show, but they at least didn't show me make a complete fool of myself yet. So I was glad.
Excellent. Well, listen, Jay-Witz, thank you for coming by and talking to us. Say goodbye, everybody, to Jay-Witz. Bye, Josh.
Thank you for having me. Everybody enjoy the show.
Thank you. Stay warm.
I will try.
Okay, we're to the last question. And it's the definitive answer, and everybody is going to have to answer it.
Really? Come on.
Yeah, but they're going to have to answer it short. Okay, ready? Star Wars or Star Trek?
Kayla first.
Star Trek.
Period.
There's nothing else in the world.
Doctor Who.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure that is really the answer.
Star Trek.
That's 2.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen either of them, so no comment.
Star Wars with my stormtroopers.
Star Trek.
Woo!
Star Trek.
Star Wars, I like the extended universe for it.
Star Trek.
Woo!
Star Wars
What, Xander?
and Han shot first.
Star Trek by miles.
What about Curtis?
Star Trek?
LLP, baby.
Yeah. And not just because she'd beat me up if I didn't say that. All right, so stick around. We're going to be back with some one-on-one interviews. Nerds rule!
Hey, I'm Allison Hazlett from NBC's The Voice.
Hi, I'm Don Mancini, the creator of Chucky.
This is Angelina Jolie.
Hi, I'm John Landis. Hey, I'm Rob Zombie.
Let's do this.
Strange little voices we throw back and forth at dinner.
I'm Tara Buck from True Blood.
Hey, this is Sam Whooper from Sci-Fi's Being Human.
I'm Taryn Southern.
I'm Elijah Wood.
I don't understand how percentages work. Me neither. Time to get excited,
Hi, I'm Sean Becker, director of The Guild.
I'm Patrick Verone.
We're the Twisted Twins.
I'm Ethan Ramirez.
Hi, I'm Jessica Choba.
You've been watching
The Stream.
.tv.
What's up, world? It's your boy Dave Storm. You're watching The Stream. .tv.
Oh, look at that.
It is not banana. Stop it.
You'll never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Hi, I'm Elijah Drenner, director of American Grindhouse.
Hi, I'm Ken Davidian from The Artist.
Hello, this is Pollyanna McIntosh from The Woman.
Hi, this is Tim Schlotman, co-executive producer of Dexter.
You're watching Scared Stiff. I'm Jennifer Blunt.
What's up, Internet? This is Flitz. This is Gamer Lobby Live.
The more animated
community is, the better.
Well, let's do this.
One more yeah for that. I'm so excited.
Thank you to the stream.tv.
I want to see a good, clean match.
I think the idea of Martian Manhunter in the background is just to judge you. You're watching.
And you're watching. And you're watching the stream.tv.
You're watching
You're watching the stream.tv.
The stream.tv.
You're watching the stream dot.
TV.
The stream.
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 Stream.tv.
The stream.tv.
The stream.tv.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stream.tv. You have Ivan Van Norman here hanging out and with Kelsey. Yeah. So, Kelsey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great.
We have a wonderful mix tonight of both Season 1 and Season 2 people, so I'm really happy that you're taking some time with me to just chat so we can get to know you a little bit better.
Oh, definitely.
You know? So are you enjoying the party out there right now?
Yeah, it's really fun, and I keep seeing people like, oh, yeah, I remember that person, and oh, I remember that person too.
Like, give me an example. Who's out there that's kind of like with you tonight?
Well, I see Pom Pom Kitty. Mindy made an appearance.
Mindy totally made it out tonight,
I
right?
guess, like, originally I thought, oh, she's just there because she, you know, she's good looking. You know, she's very pleasant facial features and very, you know, pleasant to look at. But
she's
she
kind of
is actually a real nerd.
Right,
Like,
and
really, she is.
And she's kind of a cult image in this whole freaking world, this legacy that we've created now because the show is amazing. We just got done trending on Twitter.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Like, what? In the U.S., this whole episode is like because of you guys, because of all of the participation that you've been doing, we are now, you know, a hot thing on Twitter, and that's hard to do. You know?
Yeah, we love the fans. We love all of you.
And it's only going to get better.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
you know, so tell me, Kelsey, like, so you came out. You're looking amazing tonight, by the way, too. Totally representing Sailor Moon. Yes. So, you know, so tell me just a little bit about who you are. Like, what did you feel like you didn't get an opportunity to really tell? Because you've seen it. We're not telling you too much about the episode, but we did see the East Coast feed. But tell me a little bit of what people can expect to hear from you that you didn't get to see on the episode tonight.
Well, I feel like there's just things that I just really love, and I think honestly, with there's only so much you can tell about yourself on a TV show. You only have so much time.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like, well, what part do I want them to see? And then sometimes it becomes like a competition. Well, what part? What should I tell them I'm good at? Should I tell them I'm good at Pokemon or RPGs or tabletop games?
So what was your shining? Like, because obviously, like, we're all nerds. We're all passionate about a lot of things. It's really hard to stick to one thing. And I think everybody can relate out there. There's just no matter what, you just want to absorb cool stuff constantly. Yes. But if you had a shiner, if you had a true just star that is the brightest in your sky, what would it be?
I think honestly, probably my knowledge of, I guess, the more obscure things in video games, anime, manga, books. For example, I've been playing a lot of visual novels. There's one I love called Hourglass of Summer, and I feel really guilty because it's a kind of a time travel story, and I finally got my first ending, and it's the one where someone who's very important in the game dies, and essentially along the way I made a wrong choice and she died, and I still feel guilty over that. So
you know what? It's storyline. It's just it's if it's a good one, it'll pull you into it, and you'll always have to make it's like choices. You feel like you're with a choice with them. So which reminds me, so you mentioned tabletop, and I'm obviously a huge fan of RPGs as well too. So let's talk about that for a moment. Okay, so like start me off. What is like? Are you talking about video game RPGs or like book and dice, like old school analog stuff?
Actually, I'm a mix of both. I think my current favorite RPG, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Etrian Odyssey.
Etrian Odyssey. Okay, yeah, no, sadly I'm not familiar, but
it's more of an old school. Think back to I want to say maybe the 80s. Like early computer style RPGs. With, the really I guess
is it
very high quality for their time, like menus and.
This is probably a really stupid question. Is it a JRPG?
It's sort of kind of. It's from Atlas, which is
Atlas.
Atlas.
Yes.
You know Atlas.
Yes.
They're very known.
And they do make a lot of JRPGs.
They do. It's kind of like the key. I guess if something just comes, they're like, we got it. We got it.
We got it.
We got it. So yeah, I also am a fan of Dungeons and Dragons. I know that's an oldie, but it hasn't gone away.
No, okay, and that's the legacy that you think it can still continue, because if it's still inspiring new generations of people, and especially with they actually just released information about the new system coming out as well too, and that's. I mean, come on. When was your first game? Who ran, at what age did you first run your campaign? Because I'm certain, were you the only girl in that group as well, too?
No, actually, the group I was in had, quite diverse. We had guys and girls, so that was very cool to see, especially, bucking that trend.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
So, and I played a half-elf bard, and that was fun.
The bards.
I like bards. Bards are by far my favorite class.
Oh, that's awesome. So, of course, musical, right? So,
yes.
Now, do you which system was it? AD&D 3.5, 4.0? Remember?
No, it would have to have been a couple years ago.
Okay.
I kind of lost track.
That's fair.
I do like to look at the books because they look pretty.
Right.
But
art is awesome
yes,
in it.
definitely.
So,
and I like learning about all the different things you can do, all the skills you can acquire. That is very, very neat to me.
So did you feel like because you had some tabletop background, did that ever come into play at all when you were on the show? Did that ever did that ever get an opportunity to have you shine with that?
Well, I can't really give too much away,
but you can.
I can say like there's a lot of tabletop. A lot more than I expected on
Really?
the show. That seems something that's kind of, even now, I think video games have become very prominent, but I
Right.
think tabletop RPGs really have not as much.
If I may, real quick, the big thing that I've always noticed in tabletop is that it is one of the last few cooperative things that you can actually do in the video game world, or not in the video game world, but just in the gaming world. A lot of video games are very competitive, and there's a lot of cooperative stuff out there, but there's very few things where you can just be with a group of people and you can, just interact with them on a day-to-day basis. So, and that to me, like, is one of the big draws of it is because we're in a very competitive world nowadays with nerds, and we're all kind of like focusing on just fighting each other.
Yeah.
When there's an opportunity for people to go out there and actually like work together to achieve a goal.
Yeah, that's why I play like Klonoa and Sonic and games
Right.
like that, because I don't mind the competitive nature of a lot of games,
Right.
but
It's
I
nice to
prefer
challenge,
to play games where like, okay, I'm the main character and I gotta save the world.
Right.
Like it's like D&D. It's an oldie but a goodie, and
The hero's
it works.
journey, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, the hero's journey since the dawn of time.
Right. Well, I think that's awesome. And is there anything else you want to share before we go back and check out how the party's going?
Just, I hope everyone enjoys the show. I certainly have, from what I've seen so far. And I guess, in a way, I just love learning about everything, everywhere, and I'm going to keep learning. And
Well,
I think it's good for you. I think that would be probably my life skill is just always keep learning.
Well, and actually, I'm going to leave it with that as well too. Because you obviously, if you can go back to that moment in which you first met everybody and had that first, and for me, it was the same thing as well too. Meeting all the nerds for the first time when you come into something was a very euphoric experience.
Yes.
Just like being with the people who really get you.
Yeah.
Even though you don't know them, they all get you. So how, I have to tell you, how was that for you? Did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, well, I mean, these are going to be the nerds. I mean, to make it all this way, they got the most awesome people possible.
Right. I'm really super impressed with all of you. And I'm so proud to kind of see this amazing next legacy of nerds out there, and you guys have really shined even just in this first episode. Just meeting all of you tonight, it has been absolutely amazing to see the diversity and the difference and just all the awesome stuff that you guys bring to the table that is completely different than what we were, and that's good, because change is good, because you guys are bringing something awesome and new to the table. And I have to tell you, one more time, I'm so proud of you, all of you.
Well, thank you.
All right, well, let's go see how the rest of the party's going on, and we're going to be talking to some more people later on. So see you in a bit. Hi, welcome back. We have Chris here, who has decided to take some time and hang out with me, and we're going to just keep talking about nerdy shit, because that's what we do here.
Yes, it's exactly what we do.
Probably the most amount of nerds that I've seen at one time in one place doing awesome stuff.
Tons.
So before we do that, I'm going to do a quick shout out to some of our YouTube people who are hanging out on the chat and being awesome and doing a lot of cool things with us. So Beweers, Panda Dragon, Swords Dance, Naven Diver 123, Logan Wentz, and Vance Cole. We love having you here.
Love
so
you guys.
keep it up, all right? I think we said this earlier when I was doing my interview with Kelsey, but we actually are trending in the U.S. right now, and that's because you guys are tuning in and being awesome, all right? So, we're just sitting here being pretty, but you guys are out there doing all the work. So,
thanks, guys. Thanks.
Right. So, Chris, we already chatted once before,
yes, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we could probably actually put this out now. We're doing a kind of a cooperative thing between some of the season 1 and season 2 people. It's an endeavor that's called Talking Nerd, and that's essentially an opportunity for all of us to come together because there's a legacy starting here.
Yeah.
And you guys are passing a really bright torch right now into the world. And do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So the season 2 cast came together and we thought, well, what's a centralized way for us to broadcast like what we're doing or like maybe our inside thoughts on the show during the airing of the television show. And so we came up with Talking Nerd, and our Twitter handle is actually talking_nerd. And so we thought we'd invite the season 1 contestants on as well. And so we've started pushing out podcasts that we've done to one another where
Introcasts.
Yeah, we're calling them
specifically.
introcasts, where one of the season 1 nerds will interview a season 2 nerd, and it's just a way for us to talk more about ourselves than what they can actually fit into a 40-minute show.
Right, because and we've all went through this as well too. It's very hard to take the amount of time that you're in Nerdvana and be able to express everything that happened in there. And there's so much that nobody ever sees. But the good news is that we're not going anywhere. Like, we still exist. We're still people, and there's always an opportunity to talk more about what's going on. And I feel like that's a really honest, amazing thing that we're doing right now with Talking Nerd. So, but not enough about that. I want to know like what Chris is all about.
Yes.
You're right?
Finally.
So you were hilarious during the live stream.
What?
Yeah, you were.
You
were rocking it.
I don't remember any of this.
It was just a blur. It's just all a haze.
So fast. It was so fast.
It's just things going by. But Chris, like, without going into it too much or going into what happens in the episode,
okay,
like, tell me how you felt about the first time that you've been on national television.
Seeing myself on national television was quite bizarre because you hear your voice and it's in your head, and then you hear it being played back to you, and you're just like, who is this? Why is that voice coming out of my mouth? I have no idea.
Get that man off the screen.
Yeah, make him go away, please, right now. It's horrible. It wasn't as bad as I anticipated it would be.
All right. Were you proud? Did you feel like moments of like, wow, I can't believe I'm here, or I can't believe that this is happening right now?
You mean like while I was watching or while I was actually there?
While you were watching.
It's kind of a surreal experience. I'm not exactly sure what to feel at the moment. I think it's still sinking in right now that I was actually on TV for like the first time ever. I mean, like in its full entirety, because it's been a long time waiting for this, and so I think that it's more of I'm pleased at seeing what happened, and I'm glad that I'm not like. I am myself on the show, and I'm really happy about how the edit turned out. And so that's what I'm most excited about, I'm most proud about is that I am like represented as myself on the show, and I'm like really glad that I was able to not make an idiot of myself.
And honestly, we have won the production company to really thank for doing that, and more importantly, Curtis and Bobby.
Oh man, those guys are amazing.
And they have. I can't even begin to tell you, the viewers out there, the amount of effort, time, respect, and energy that that they have given us in order for us to feel comfortable to be ourselves and put ourselves out there in ways that we never really would have ever done without them saying, you know what, just be a nerd.
Yeah.
You know what, Chris, you can go and rant about anything you want on there.
It's amazing. It's amazing. You can rant about anything you want on it. It's like anything. Seriously. Sweet potatoes. Just ask Jack how much he loves sweet potatoes. You wouldn't think sweet potatoes were nerdy until you talk to Jack. Seriously.
Now, I have a very kind of a general definition of nerd, but this is, and obviously this is a debate that goes on forever and ever and ever. But I truly believe that someone who is a nerd is someone who is passionate and overeducated about a subject that they love.
Okay.
So would sweet potatoes obviously fit that case, right?
Yes.
Because you know. So what? Like random fact about sweet potatoes.
Oh no, sorry, I don't know anything about.
Oh, that's
potatoes.
Jack, right?
That's Jack.
That's Jack.
I know nothing.
That
about
actually
sweet
isn't too
potatoes.
surprising now that I just getting to know him a little bit. He's like, that is a
Yes.
man who probably
Yes.
would just launch into the first thing and just love it.
Yes.
So kind of what, like you came off obviously as you're the structural engineer of the crew, and I think I've heard you say that, you know, and we all went through this a little point too. You don't want to make comparisons, you know, and you certainly don't want to compare yourself to other nerds.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Which you're different than some of the other aerospace people who've obviously been in the show with you. So, but tell me, like, really what you felt like. What shone through, you think, the best as far as your skills and abilities, and what, if you could say, if there's one shining star in your sky that you feel like best personifies you, what would that be?
For the first episode,
Or
or
just in general? Like you're you're Chris. Tell me why Chris is freaking awesome. Because I see it.
Gotcha. Well, for me, it's more of the analytical skills, and so I was really trying. Like, the reason why I wanted to go on the show in the first place was to see if I could like withstand the barrage of like analytical challenges that came up. Because I saw the first season, and I was like really excited about what happened, and I was just like, I wonder if I can do that. And so that's what I wanted to get out of the show, and that's why I wanted to be on the show, was to test those analytical skills.
And you applied, right? You went out for it.
Yes, exactly.
Did you see season 1?
Yes, I did see season 1. Yes, I thought it was amazing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, being here right now
That's
talking
nice.
to Ivan is really amazing.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, that's awesome. and it coming from us too. Like I can't even tell you the sense of pride that I feel just meeting all of you guys and being about it. And I'm seriously so impressed by all the amazing variety that you guys have brought to this thing. So I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, for coming here, and everything that happens in this show is something that will be with you forever. Like it might not be the defining moment of your life, but you will absolutely remember it forever. And all of those wonderful arcs that you go through, they'll all be there with you again. And the best advice I can give you is just to hold on to it, appreciate it, and allow yourself to just look at yourself from a distance.
Good. Yeah.
And be willing to be like, you know what, that was Chris then, you know, and I'm really happy for that, you know. But I'm also Chris now.
Sweet.
And you know, the old mantra that I always keep is just be a little more awesome than you were yesterday.
This is amazing, getting advice from Ivan from King of the Nerds season 1. This is insane. How many times do you get advice from Ivan from King of the Nerds? This is amazing.
Well, right now. Well, you know what? It was a freaking pleasure. Chris,
Thank you very much.
You're awesome. So we're going to go back out to the party and hang out a little bit more. But before, I want to do some shout-outs to some Twitter users that we have on here. We've got Bast Kitten, Dead Disco, It's Me _TD, Mandy, Nicole Kwok, Solomon 27, and we've got one more nerd left to go. We're going to have Xander here up on board, and I personally can't wait because he's probably the most fabulous person dressed tonight. So
Flashy and fabulous.
Flashy and fabulous. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, guys. I have Xander with us.
Hey, everybody.
Who actually has a lot more responsibility for tonight than you would ever think. So Xander has done an amazing job putting this whole event together, and he's one of the key crucial factors of why you get to enjoy all of the amazing live streaming tonight, including the reactions from the nerds, including this party, and he has the gall to ask me to ask him questions tonight. So I am so happy to be here and to be a part of this and to salute and congratulate you for all of the amazing work of getting season 2 not just out there but trending. Boom, boom.
We are trending in the U.S. at Nerds Rule.
Nerds Rule.
Yeah.
All right? And that's what happens when you get a big group of nerds together and give them a goal to accomplish. They smash it.
Boom. Smash it to pieces.
So, Xander, how's it going out there?
It's great. You know, I didn't just do this alone either. You know, we got great people like the Stream.tv. We've got Loot Crate that helped out. We've got a whole bunch of sponsors that have just been amazing. And especially TBS, 5x5.
Right.
And you know, all the season 1 nerds helping out and showing up and interviewing me.
We're just really happy that there's an opportunity to kind of because I've said this in the past before and I'll keep saying it again, is that you guys are helping pass a very bright torch, right? That we are beginning something of a legacy here, and it will continue to go through. And I think that's different than most reality shows.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
I don't think a lot of reality shows really pay attention to the community that it builds.
Yeah.
When you are, I mean, like we were really close in season 1, like just all talking and interacting with us and happy to be nerds. But then you guys, I mean, I've never seen a closer bunch of people, and it reinforces this idea that we've been talking about a little bit about creating a fellowship or a fraternity of nerds in which that just we've all went through the same process together. We're all went through the same challenges and journeys, and you know, it's emotional to see you guys just.
I see a tear. There's a tear coming in. Now you made it gross.
So Xander.
Yeah.
So how did it feel tonight to be on and get to see your face on national television?
Just amazing. You know, of course, there's like the little things that are going through your mind, like, oh, I should have dieted more beforehand, or maybe, you know, but that's all minuscule in comparison to what was actually going on.
You were a kick.
Oh, thank you.
You were a kick to watch. So, and you can always tell when someone really loves what they're doing and someone who's just willing to be like, yeah, me.
Oh,
and it's clear that Xander is Xander. You know?
It's so funny. If you look closely in the promos, especially for Chris, he talks about how he's like superior because he's an engineer.
Right.
And they have all the other nerds sitting there with their like professions underneath.
Right.
And I'm there, it just says Xander. I'm a professional Xander.
But you know what? That's really potent though. Because when I went into the show, I actually had a moment where people were like, well, and they sort of like, how do you compare to like Mujige, who like works at JPL?
Oh my gosh.
And like, you know, Brandon, who is just a neuroscientist, and all these things that was like, wow, yeah, I'm really, really crazy. But then the only advice that I could give myself is that if I could just be the best Ivan I can possibly be every day while I'm on that show, and if I can just succeed at being Ivan, then I'll win.
Right?
Right?
I mean, that's what I was trying
You
to
are
be the best
succeeding at being
Ivan I could be,
Xander.
too.
Oh, no.
That's all I thought. Like, what would Ivan do? The whole time.
WWID.
Yeah.
You know.
Would.
So, yeah, you. I mean, I'm just so impressed and so happy to see you guys just shine and shine and shine and shine. So, tell me a little bit, Xander. Like, did you feel like the representation, without getting into the episode too much, did you feel like the cuts or the representation that they gave you when you watched yourself? Were you proud?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty proud of the game that I played through the whole thing.
Right.
You know, I did nothing that I regretted, and so
Great.
it's a great feeling.
That's a very happy thing.
Totally, yeah.
You know?
But that being said, I have like the short-term memory of a goldfish, and so,
So you
I
don't
had
remember?
no idea what was happening that first day or the first couple of days for this first episode. So I'm like, I said that or I looked like that. You know, it's weird seeing it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard because you do remember things. Like they come back when it happens.
Yep.
And that's part of what I was kind of telling some of you guys as well too, is that emotional journey that you were on when you did the show. That's gonna happen all over again. For all the good, all the bad, and all the ugly.
Oh man, I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah, well, you know what? You got some more episodes left to go.
Yeah, maybe.
Just number 1. Yeah. Who knows, right? And I'm excited because this is the first time I don't even know what's happening. Like, you know, I am literally going through this process with them, and I'll have to tell you, it's a real relief to have that pressure kind of off the shoulders.
Oh, totally. Like, is it different seeing the Nerdvana that we had compared to the one that you had?
It is different because it's a different Nerdvana as well too. We were in a different environment that you guys were in, and it just sounds like it was a lot of different. It was a lot of different, but then you all went through the same journey.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
and that's something that we can relate both
Absolutely.
as season 1, season 2, or just anybody out there.
Hell
you know?
yeah, because it's just a process, and we all went through like the community, and then the shame, and then some people with the choices, and the choices, you know. So and it's weird because we felt bonded whenever we had to do nerd offs, you know, and I'm certain you guys went through some of that as well too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Especially because with the format of the show, you're voting in members of your own team, and you're like, that's who you're hanging out with all the time. That's who you're sleeping with.
And the guilt, and the guilt,
right? And you just don't want anybody to leave. You just want everyone to live there forever.
No, and that would be the best if we could all just live in Nerdvana together and just be nerds.
You hear that, TBS? Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Let's just put us all back in Nerdvana, and we can just soak there.
Yeah.
We've done our time.
Right?
We've put in our time. Take us back to Nerdvana the same way that the Warriors go to Valhalla.
Oh yeah,
all right?
yeah. Do we have to die a nerdy death then?
Yes.
Okay.
We can die a nerdy death. How would you want to
choke
go?
On a D20 or something.
Yes. Yes. Choking on a D20. That is the best. Oh man. Oh, what nerdy death would I want to go by? You know what?
This is morbid.
This is. You know, I have to ponder on it, but I think actually epic lightsaber duel.
That would be great.
Right.
But who would you be fighting?
Joshua.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was a thing.
Yeah, totally.
That was totally
It's
a
still
thing.
a thing. Let's not lie. I've
All right.
seen it.
So, Xandra, I think you've got some shout-outs.
Yes, totally.
For Twitter.
From Twitter, thanks to Longshot226, Speedbrooker, Einstein_fan1, and in the YouTube chat, Feral Darkmaster, Francis Padilla.
Okay, the other one that is coming up now, he actually asked me to shout him out, so I want to make sure
go
that
for
you
it.
have an opportunity. Legacy of the Wolven, you got your moment. It's right here.
Done.
All right, now keep going.
Cool. So make sure to go watch King of the Nerds on TBS. It's going to be at 10 p.m.,
10 p.m.
9 Central, every Thursday from now on. Special thanks to the Stream.tv for
Right.
hosting us.
Thank you.
This has been amazing. Go follow them on Twitter. Follow them on YouTube. This is amazing.
And we talked about this with Chris a little bit,
Yeah.
but you should know that season 1 and season 2 are coming together again to be able to give you more insights on what's going on as the show progresses. We're calling it Talking Nerd.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Do you want
totally.
to follow? But it's the Twitter is talking_nerd.
Yep.
You can also find them on Facebook, and we're just essentially doing an opportunity where we're talking about all of the experiences that we're kind of just touching in on now a little bit.
Yeah.
But the first thing you're going to see is some intro casts where we're doing these type of one-on-one interviews.
Yep.
And where season 1 people are talking to season 2 people, and you'll get an opportunity to learn more about them, and you'll get to see our ugly mugs all over the crowd again. So, all right.
And we'll be talking about relative and nerdy stuff all across the spectrum.
All the spectrum.
Not just the show, but in general.
All right, well, let's get back into it, and thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.
Allison Hazlett from NBC's The Voice.
Hi, I'm Don Mancini, the creator of Chucky.
This is Angelina Jolie.
Hi, I'm John Landis.
Hey, I'm Rob Zombie.
Strange little voices we throw back and forth at dinner.
I'm Tara Buck from True Blood.
Hey, this is Sam Whitwer from Sci-Fi's Being Human.
I'm Taryn Southern.
I'm Elijah Wood.
I don't understand how percentages work. Me neither.
Time to get excited,
I'm
guys.
Sean Becker, director of The Guild.
I'm Patrick Barone.
We're the Twisted Twins.
I'm Ephraim Ramirez.
Hi, I'm Jessica Chobot.
You've been watching
The Stream.tv.
What's up, world? It's your boy Dave Storm. You're watching The Stream.tv.
Oh, look at that.
It is not banana. Stop it.
You'll never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Hi, I'm Elijah Drenner, director of American Grindhouse.
Hi, I'm Ken Davidian from The Artist.
Hello, this is Pollyanna McIntosh from The Woman.
Hi, this is Tim Schlotman, co-executive producer of Dexter.
You're watching Scared Stiff. I'm Jennifer Blunt.
What's up, Internet? This is Splits. This is Gamer Lobby Live.
The more animated he is, the better.
Well, let's do this.
One more yeah for that. I'm so excited.
Thank you to thestream.tv.
I want to see a good clean match.
I think the idea of Martian Manhunter in the background is just to judge you. You're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching The Stream.tv.
You're watching.
You're watching the stream.tv.
The Stream.tv.
You're watching The Stream
TV.
The stream. The stream.
The Stream.
The stream.
Stream. The Stream.
The stream.
Stream.tv.
The Stream.tv.
The Stream.tv.